Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to the Epic Broadcasting Network. My name is Dave Little, and we are here tonight with action from the Epic Basketball League 1971-72 playoffs. Tonight's game will feature the Detroit Pistons visiting the Baltimore Bullets. This is game 2 of the Silver Tier playoffs, as the game 1 was very exciting. Baltimore took game 1 by a score of 125-117, but that game did go to overtime thanks to a tip-in at the buzzer by Bob Lanier that set that game in the overtime. But the all-star point guard from Baltimore, Archie Clark, scored 8 points in the overtime, including 6 in the final minute and 30 seconds, and finished with 36 points, 10 assists, and 5 steals. His teammate Jack Marin put in 41 points in the victory, and Big Bob Lanier was sensational despite the defeat, putting up 36 points and 23 rebounds. As we say hello to Steve Tower in the chat room. Good evening, Steve, and welcome to the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. Happy Friday to you too. We are playing action PC basketball tonight with Silver Tier playoff action between the Pistons and the Bullets. So let's get to action here on a marvelous December Friday night from Baltimore and the Baltimore Civic Center, as the Bullets and Coach Gene Shue hope to win tonight and move into the next round of the Silver Tier playoffs with a chance to hit the championship gold tier. Here are your starters for Detroit. Dave Bing, the Hall of Famer, is your starting point guard, third-year man out of Syracuse. He is joined in the backcourt by the dynamic Jimmy Walker. Terry Dischinger is your small forward. Curtis Rowe, the rookie out of UCLA, is the power forward. And the big man, Bob Lanier, is the center. He was an all-star in 71-72, and he is a Hall of Famer. Finished 8th in the NBA in scoring with 25.7 points per game, his career best season, and also 14.2 rebounds per game in the NBA season for Big Bob Lanier. For the Bullets, Archie Clark is the aforementioned starting point guard, and he is a dynamo. He came over in a trade from Philadelphia and was a second-team All-NBA performer in the regular season. And in the Epic Basketball League, he was actually the All-Pro point guard. Phil Chenier joins him in the backcourt, rookie out of California, and a first-team All-Rookie performer. Jack Marin is your small forward out of Duke. Jim Tresvant is the power forward tonight, 8th-year man veteran out of Seattle. And the big man inside, Wes Unseld, another Hall of Famer. Unfortunately left us on June the 2nd of this year. 13 points and 17.6 rebounds per game in the 71-72 season for Unseld, 4th-year man out of Louisville. And it will be a good ball game here tonight as Baltimore attempts to move on. And at halftime, we'll take a look at our playoff brackets and give you the full scoop. But now let's get things started here from the Baltimore Civic Center, as we are ready to tip things off, and it is Detroit controlling the jump ball, and the ball is in the hands of Jimmy Walker for the Pistons. Walker's going to go right to the hoop, working against Phil Chenier. From the outside, he drives into the paint. He's going to dish it off to Bing. An awkward jump shot by Bing is off the back iron, no good. And the rebound is taken for Baltimore by Chenier. Chenier brings the Bullets from left to right on your computer screen before handing it off to Archie Clark, the point guard. Clark working against Bing. Very good matchup of the point guards. Clark is going to try and take it into the rack, and it's stolen away by Bing. Bing picked his pocket, and Detroit has numbers in transition with Bing in the lead. And it's stolen right back by Archie Clark. How about that? Bing and Clark playing a little game of keep away. Neither of them with any success, as they have both stolen the ball from each other. They swing it over to Chenier. Chenier comes off the screen, and we've got John Tresvant holding that shoulder, but play will continue, and Tresvant will remain in the game as they have a full 24 as a stoppage of play. They get it back to Chenier. Chenier is going to try and penetrate the lane. We're still scoreless here in the opening minute of the game. Lanier steps over and makes Chenier alter the shot. The shot is off the rim, no good. And Marin comes out of there with the offensive board for the Bullets. Marin takes it back up with the left hand off the glass. His short jump shot is around and out. Curtis Rowe takes the rebound for Detroit, and he walks with it, and we'll stay here. 11:09 left in the first quarter. Still no score from Baltimore. As the Bullets set up on the offense, they get it inside to Marin. Marin works it down into the paint against the smaller Jimmy Walker. He's got a little mismatch there, and he converts. And we've got our first 2 points of the ball game. As we mentioned, 41 points in the last game for Marin. And he is on the scoreboard here tonight with the first basket of this evening. Detroit's going to come back and work it inside to Dishinger. Dishinger gets into the paint. His turnaround jump shot is good, and we are tied. 10:38 to go in the first quarter as the Bullets come back on offense. Chenier has it. Comes off a pick, and he's picked up out on the perimeter by Curtis Rowe. Chenier again is going to try and get into the lane. Lanier is there again to force him to alter the shot, but this time Chenier gets it to go, and the Bullets have the 4-2 lead. Nice drive that time by Chenier, putting Baltimore on top. Detroit swings the ball around on the offense. They get it to Jimmy Walker again on the perimeter. Walker again tries to get into the lane. Nice ball fake. He's cut off by Marin. Shoots over Marin. It is blocked. Unseld got him from behind. Unseld takes the rebound. Baltimore basketball. In transition, they find Marin in the paint. Posting up against Dishinger. Marin's turnaround jump shot this time won't go down. And it is taken off the offensive glass by Tresvant. Back outside to Archie Clark, and we will restart things for the Pistons. Clark has a mismatch in the transition against Lanier. He steps around Lanier, gets into the lane. Wild shot, no good. He is knocked to the floor and fouled by Lanier on the play. And it will be 2 shots for Archie Clark. Clark steps to the line, a 77% free throw shooter. First shot is good. And that is Archie's first point of the night. Second shot for Clark is good. And the Bullets take a 6-2 lead. Detroit needs to get something going on offense. Bing is going to call his own number. His mid-range jump shot is no good. Chenier takes the rebound, and this time the Bullets will walk it up the court and put it in the hands of Chenier. Chenier is going to go to work on Jimmy Walker. Going to try and get into the paint once again. He's been very aggressive taking the ball to the glass tonight, and he misses that one. But Tresvant tips it in off the glass, and that puts Baltimore up 8-2. 2 points apiece for 4 of the 5 Baltimore starters as they jump out to the 8-2 early lead. And now coming back for Detroit, they're going to try and post up Dishinger once again. Very smart player, at one time a player coach for the Pistons. He takes the jump shot this time from the elbow, no good. And Archie Clark comes out of there with it for Baltimore. Baltimore jumping out to a big early lead, 8-2, and looking to extend that as the ball is in the hands of Marin now on the perimeter. He dribbles to the baseline. Dishinger is on him close. Marin's shot is off the back iron, no good. And the rebound is taken by Bob Lanier. As we mentioned, he had 23 rebounds in the last game against Baltimore, and they're going to look down to Lanier on the post this time as Detroit. His first touch on the offensive side, his shot rolls around the perimeter, the cylinder, no good. The rebound is kicked around and goes out of bounds, where it will be awarded back to Baltimore. So Baltimore off to a good start here tonight with the early 8-2 lead and getting it done on the defensive end. Let's see what they can do on offense. Clark has it out on top. He's going to cross over on Bing and try and get into the lane. His underhanded scoop shot is good.
Archie Clark.
Archie Clark with his second basket of the night. And Baltimore goes up 10-2 as we say hello to Dave Gardner in the chat room. Dave is asking, no Braves tonight. Unfortunately not. And unfortunately for all of you loyal Buffalo fans out there, the Braves have been eliminated from the Epic Basketball League playoffs here for the 1971-72 season. But they'll be back in 72-73. They'll still be in the lower bronze division, but they will be back on the airwaves before you know it. We're here in Baltimore tonight for the playoff game between the Bullets and the Pistons. And it is Baltimore who has jumped out to a 10-2 lead as Detroit is struggling on offense. Once again, they're going to dump it inside to Lanier. Lanier dribbles into the lane and has it stolen away by Unseld. Unseld quickly gets the outlet to Archie Clark. The Bullets will run. They've got 3-on-1. Clark in the lead. He steps around Dishinger, lays it up and good.
Archie Clark.
Nice play by Unseld, one of the great outlet passers in NBA history. Well known for his ability to get a rebound and trigger the fast break. And Archie Clark was the perfect guy to be on the receiving end of that. He's got 6 points to lead all scorers. And the Bullets are quickly out ahead 12-2. They send it inside to Lanier, to the Pistons. Lanier's got Clark on him now in a mismatch. Strong move to the basket by Lanier. His shot is off the back iron, no good. But he is bumped on the play by Trezvant. And Lanier will go to the line for a pair of free throws as we say hello to the Gold Eagle in the chat room. Thank you for joining us here for tonight's Epic Basketball League playoff action. Lanier hits the first free throw, and that is his first point of the night. Can he make it 2 in a row? This one rolls around the cylinder and falls off. And Chenier comes out of the pack with it for Baltimore. Baltimore with the basketball now and a 12-3 lead here in the opening moments of the first quarter. Baltimore works it around down inside to Unseld. Unseld misses the short jump shot, gets his own rebound off the glass. His putback attempt is good.
Wes Unseld.
All 5 Baltimore Bullets have scored, and they are now up 11 points, 14-3 in just the first 5 minutes of action. They're going to try the Pistons to work it back into Lanier again. He's guarded by Trezvant. Trezvant kicks that one away and out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession with 13 on the shot clock. Terry Dishinger to inbound. They get it to Walker. Walker drives to the hole, barrels into Chenier. The layup is up, no good. Are we going to get a call? No call on that play. Unseld with another rebound for the Bullets. And Baltimore comes back to the offensive end. They've got it in the hands of Marin. Marin being guarded by Bing. Bing, a very tough perimeter defender. Marin's in a tough spot out there. His jump shot is blocked. Swatted away by Lanier. Marin was off balance, and Lanier took him down and took that shot out of the air. The rebound is taken by Dishinger, and Detroit regains possession. Walker with it on the perimeter. Tries to get into the lane. Attacking aggressively. Loses it out of bounds. A little too aggressive on that play, and with 6:22 to play in the first quarter, Detroit still finds themselves in a double-digit hole. Baltimore comes back. They've got it in the hands of Clark. Dribbling to his left. looking to trigger the offense, sends it over to Chenier. Chenier's going to bring it into the lane once again. Gets a screen from Trezvant, gets to the basket, swings it out to Marin for the corner jump shot. That won't fall, and the rebound bounces out of bounds to Detroit. We're approaching the 6-minute mark, the midway point of the first quarter, and Baltimore enjoys a big lead. What's Detroit going to do here? They're going to try Curtis Rowe inside. They haven't given any looks to Rowe quite yet. He gets his first touch. His floater is off the back iron and no good. Trezvant with the rebound for Baltimore. The Pistons shooting woes continue. Outlet to Chenier. He's got a couple of big lugs with him on the fast break, so instead of trying to push the transition game, he slows things up, hands the ball off to Archie Clark. Clark's not going to slow things down. He tries to get into the lane, drops it down inside to Marin. Marin gets free in the paint. His shot is off the iron, no good. But he is fouled on the play by Dischinger, and it will be 2 shots for Jack Marin for the Bullets. Marin, a very good free throw shooter. His first shot is off the rim, no good. Got the announcer's jinx on that one. He was an 89% free throw shooter on the regular season. Second shot by Marin. He missed them both. How about that? Curtis Rowe with a rebound. Detroit catches a break. They're going to try to get it inside again to Lanier. Lanier pump fakes. Gets around Unseld. His short jump shot is around the iron. No good. But he is fouled on the play by Marin. And Bob Lanier will go back to the free throw line where he was 1 out of 2 in his first venture. Second shot by Lanier is good. The first shot by Lanier in his second trip to the line is good. Shot number 2 is around the rim and out. Rebound taken out of there by Marin. Bing steals it away from Marin and gains another possession for Detroit. Still trailing by 10, 14-4, as we say hello to Tribe Fan 879 here in the chat room. Good crowd here at the Baltimore Civic Center tonight for playoff action between the Bullets and the Pistons. Jimmy Walker with it on the outside for Detroit. He's going to try and take it into the lane. He ball fakes, gets into the lane. Trezvant cuts him off. The shot by Walker is no good. It's pulled out of there by Lanier. We've got a loose ball foul called on Trezvant, and it's going to be Curtis Lowe going to the free throw line for 1 shot. That is number 2 on Trezvant, and he will have to come out of the game where he will be replaced by Stan Love. Stan Love, the father of another fine outlet passer, current NBA superstar Kevin Love. Rowe makes the free throw. It is now a 14-5 game, 5:20 to play in a fast-moving first quarter. Clark sets up the offense. They get it right into Love, just into the game. Love working his way into the lane against Curtis Rowe. Short jump shot is no good, but Rowe is called for the foul, and it will be Stan Love shooting 2 for Baltimore. 5 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. The first shot for Stan Love is good. Love connects on both, and it is now a 16-5 game in favor of the Bullets. Pistons coming back on offense. Will this be another exercise in futility? Only 1 of 9 from the field so far as they dump it down to Dischinger. Dischinger works his way into the lane, trying to get a close pass, a close range shot. He backs in, tries to kick it back out to Bing, throws that one away. That's a turnover and another possession for Baltimore. Detroit, their own worst enemy here tonight. 1 for 9 from the field and already 5 turnovers in this opening quarter. We're going to see some bench action from Detroit as Harvey Marlett. Let's do it the other way. Let's do Tom Ives will run the point. Harvey Marlett will come in at the shooting guard. Steve Mix into the ball game. Willie Norwood, and inside will be Big Jim Davis. The second unit for Detroit already coming into the game. Baltimore will counter with that is not working out the way I wanted it. There we go. Reardon, Rinaldi, Zeller, Love, and Donnie Murray will come into the game for Baltimore. So the second units are in. Let's see if Detroit's second unit can be any more productive than the starters were. As we say hello to Bears Den 007 in the chat room. Reardon to run the offense for Baltimore. They get it out on the wing to Zeller. Zeller working against Mix. Zeller's going to take it into the basket. It's knocked out of bounds. Baltimore will keep possession, 14 on the shot clock. 4:44 on the game clock here in the first quarter. Outside with it now is Rinaldi. Right of the foul line. Comes off a pick from Love. Gets into the lane. His short jump shot from 8 feet away is blocked. Blocked by Davis. No whistle on the play. Norwood comes out of there with it for Detroit. So the second unit for Detroit getting things done on their first opportunity. They dump it inside now to Norwood. Norwood can do some things on the offensive glass. He steps into the lane, lays it up, left it short. Marlett comes in and steals the rebound, passes it out to Comives. Detroit will get another shot at it here with 4:23 to play and a fresh 24 on the shot clock. Marlett from the outside. Faces off against Rinaldi. Marlett comes into the lane. His jump shot is no good. He's knocked to the floor, and he will go to the free throw line. Donnie Murray got him on that one. Dory Murray got him on that one, and it will be 2 free throws for Harvey Marlett, second-year man out of Eastern Michigan for the Pistons. Very good free throw shooter, 86% on the regular season. He gets another one for Detroit. Detroit still only with 1 field goal on the game. Out of 10 field goal attempts, 5 turnovers. Marlett gets both the free throws to go. And that brings Detroit back within single digits, 16-7. Now 4 minutes to play and 5 seconds in the first quarter. Baltimore runs the offense through Reardon. Murray has it on the perimeter. Big Jim Davis forcing him away from the basket. He's going to try and get it back out to Rinaldi. He can't find the pass. He's forced to take the awkward jump shot as Dory Murray. He missed it, but he is hacked on the play by Jim Davis. And Dory Murray will go to the line to shoot 2. Dory Murray for the Bullets, a 6-year man out of Detroit Mercy. Same place that, 6-year man out of Detroit Mercy. His first free throw is good. His first point of the night. Second free throw for Murray is off the side of the rim, no good. And the rebound is taken by Norwood. 17-7 now is the score. Baltimore in the lead. Detroit comes back on offense. They get it inside to Big Jim Davis. Davis turns and faces up, drops in the baseline jump shot for Detroit. It is now 17-9. Only the second field goal of the night for the Pistons. Outside with it for Baltimore now is Love. Tries to find a teammate. Can he get it over to Zeller on the baseline? No, he can't. Yes, he gets it to Zeller. Zeller tries to get into the lane, but a miscommunication on the offensive end for Baltimore and a shot clock violation. So Detroit trying to climb back into this one. Very similar to game 1 where Baltimore took the early lead. Detroit battled back, and it took a tip in by Bob Lanier at the buzzer to force that game to overtime, but the Bullets took over in overtime for the Game 1 victory. Detroit looking inside now to Norwood. Norwood posting up over Love. Tries it off the glass, no good, but he is fouled by Love, and it will be 2 free throws now for Norwood. First free throw for Norwood is good. Second shot for Norwood is good. And it is now a 6-point game, 17-11, 3 minutes to play in the first. With it for Baltimore is Reardon. Swings it over to Rinaldi. Rinaldi's going to try and get inside. Gets a pick from Dory Murray. Davis comes over to help on defense, and Rinaldi cannot convert on the shot. Davis comes out of there with the rebound for the Pistons. The second unit bringing Detroit back into this ball game. Howie Comives running the point, passes it over to Norwood. Back to Comives. Comives with the jump shot from the top of the key. That's no good. And Rinaldi comes out with the rebound. Zeller has it on the wing now for the Bullets. Tries to get it down to Stan Love. They can't get it to Love. They get it to Reardon at the top of the key. His jump shot is no good. Another rebound for Davis. Detroit has numbers and an opportunity in transition. Comives takes it down the center of the lane, lays it up and good.
Comives.
It is now 17-13. Detroit has climbed back into this one, as it has been Baltimore's turn to go cold on the offensive end. Neither team lighting it up from the field in this game. Very sloppy ball game here in the first quarter. With it now is Reardon on top. Reardon's going to try and get into the lane. Moving to his left. He's cut off by Davis. Reardon shoots over Davis. Shot no good. And Davis comes out of there with another rebound. And Detroit will try again to cut into this lead. They've got it now in the hands of Mix. Mix has absolutely nothing that he can do in this situation. No open teammates. He's going to have to force one up. Wild shot from the perimeter. And he hit it. How about that? A tough shot by Steve Mix. Detroit all of a sudden is back to within 2. I thought we were in for a blowout here tonight. But the second unit has brought Detroit back into this ball game. And the Pistons now trail only by 2 as Baltimore tries to get something out of their second unit. They have it to Zeller. Zeller backing it into the paint, shooting over Mix, and it's blocked. Norwood got that one. Zeller wanted the foul call. Another rebound for Jim Davis. He's come in and gotten 4 rebounds. He leads everybody in that category. And Detroit has the basketball now in the hands of Comives. Comives into the lane, weaving his way through the paint. Comes off a pick from Davis, lays it up and good, and we are tied.
Comives.
How about that? A big run by the Pistons here closing out the first quarter. The game is tied at 17 as both teams are now below 35% shooting from the field. Baltimore's going to look inside for Stan Love. Everybody's looking for Love. Love pump fakes over Norwood. His shot from the baseline is no good. But he draws the foul on Norwood, and it will be Stan Love with the 2 free throws for Baltimore as they attempt to get back out in front. Love hits the first. Second shot by Love is good. It is now 19-17. Baltimore back out on top after losing a 10-point lead, an 11-point lead. And remember, the Greats Sports is here in the chat room. What is up? Great game. Thank you, sir, and thank you for joining us here tonight on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. Playoff action between the Baltimore Bullets and the Detroit Pistons. It's a best 2 out of 3 series. Baltimore took the opening game in overtime. and took an 11-point lead in this one. Detroit has clawed their way back into it as the second units have struggled. Detroit with it now in the hands of Norwood. Norwood backing down on Stan Love. Pump fakes, fakes again. Looked like he may have walked on that one, but they let it go. His jump shot is off the rim, no good, but he is fouled on the play by Rinaldi, and Norwood will go to the free throw line. Both teams in the bonus now, so this will be a 3 to make 2. And Norwood misses the first, so he will need both. Both opportunities here if he is going to tie the ball game. Second shot by Norwood is good. And shot number 3 is good. Once again, we're tied 19-19. A minute 17 to play in the first quarter. Detroit has not led in this game, as Baltimore jumped out to the early lead, but the Pistons did come back to tie it here for the second time. Inside with it now is Dory Murray. 18 on the shot clock. Murray backing down against Big Jim Davis. Murray from the inside lays it up softly, and it falls. 3 points now for Dory Murray. Baltimore back on top by 2, 21-19 as we enter the final minute of the first quarter. They get it inside once again to Norwood. Norwood 4 points on the night so far. Steps into the lane, drops that one home. He's got 6.
Norwood.
He leads the
from
Pistons.
Davis.
6 points off the bench. And it is tied once again at 21. It's in the hands of Rinaldi. Rinaldi on the wing, looking to get into the paint. Steps around Marlott, and Marlott stole it. Nice steal by Harvey Marlott. Gets it out to Comives on the fast break. Marlott filling the lane, gets the pass from Comives, lays it up and goes.
Marlott from Mix.
And Detroit takes their first lead of the game, 23-21, with 39 seconds to go in the first period. Reardon has it now. Looking for Love. Covered by Norwood. Love with the short jump shot. That's good.
Stan
once
Love
again, we are tied
Murray.
23-23. Very evenly matched teams here, very similar teams with dynamic point guards and solid inside play. And both teams have struggled from the field here tonight in this first quarter. And it's only fitting that this would be a tie ball game as we head down to the final sequence of the quarter. Big Jim Davis with it on the inside. Davis turns and faces against Murray. Strong move into the basket. His shot is good.
Davis.
So nice performance by Davis off the bench here. 4 points, 4 rebounds. And it is now 25-23 in favor of Detroit. 14 seconds on the game clock. The shot clock has been turned off. And the Bullets will hold for the final shot of the quarter. Foul line extended. Zeller is going to take the shot. He misses badly. Comives takes the rebound. I don't think Detroit's going to be able to get anything done here before the end of the period, and he won't get the shot off.
At the end of the first quarter, Detroit 25, Baltimore 23.
All right, so at the end of the period, it is 25-23 in favor of the Pistons after trailing by as many as 11 early in the quarter. And an ugly quarter it was. Detroit managing only 44% from the field. And most of that came off of the bench. 20 of the 25 Detroit points were scored by the bench players, led by Willie Norwood with 6. And, of course, Jim Davis, 4 points, 4 rebounds on the period. And for Baltimore, the leading scorer was Archie Clark with 6 points. Also, Stan Love off the bench with 6. As they shot only 35% for the period. Those 5 early turnovers for Detroit were costly. The second unit came in and did not turn the ball over whatsoever. All right, let's head back to action for the second quarter. We'll leave the reserves out there to start the second quarter, probably until about the 9-minute mark or so, as they start to get tired. But at least on the Pistons side, the reserves clearly outplayed the starters. And it is Baltimore taking the opening tip of the second quarter. We're back underway. Dory Murray has it on the inside, working down low against Jim Davis. Murray loses control of that one. He gets out of bounds, and possession will go back over to Detroit. They get it inside to Davis. Davis, after a strong effort in the first quarter, steps into the lane here in the second. Gets the pass from Comives, rises up, and misses the short jump shot. Norwood takes the rebound on the offensive glass. Norwood tries for the putback attempt. It's no good. But he is fouled on the play by Stan Love, and it will be Willie Norwood to the free throw line to shoot two. Norwood with 6 points, and his first free throw is good. He is a rookie out of Alcorn State. He was the second round pick for the Pistons, number 19 overall. And he has 7 points now to lead all scorers. And misses the second free throw. And the rebound is taken by Stan Love. Back comes Baltimore. They've got it in the hands of Reardon. Reardon looks to distribute. Gets it over to Rinaldi on the wing. 13 on the shot clock. Rinaldi ventures into the paint. Norwood slides over to cut him off, and the shot by Rinaldi is no good. The ball is batted around, and it is Comives coming out with it for Detroit. Possession goes over to the Pistons as we say hello to SDG Replays. Hello, Dave, and all the familiar cast of characters. It is a bunch of characters in the chat room tonight, indeed. Steve Mix with it now inside for the Pistons, working down low against Zeller. Double team comes over. Mix is in trouble, has to call timeout. Detroit will restart with 9 seconds on the shot clock. 11:05 remaining in the second period. Yeah, Norwood can't find an open man on the inbounds, and that is a violation and another turnover. So Baltimore on the nice defense regains possession, and they will try to get something going here on the offensive end. They've got it in the hands of Zeller. Zeller working on the outside against Mix. Nobody to distribute to. Nobody is open. The outside shot by Zeller is blocked. Jim Davis got another one. Reardon comes out, or Rinaldi comes out with it, sends it over to Reardon. Reardon's going to try and drop it inside to Love. Love's short jump shot is good.
Stan Love from Riordan.
Good court vision by Reardon. Baltimore back to within one, 26-25. Pistons back on offense. Inside with it is Mix. Mix in the low post. Throws up the right-handed runner. It's no good. Murray takes the rebound for Baltimore. Pistons do a good job getting back on the transition defense. Rinaldi is forced to pull it back out. They get it to Reardon out on top. Reardon's going to try and get it inside to Love, because Love is all you need. It's knocked away by Norwood, and out of bounds. Baltimore retains possession with 10 on the shot clock. 11 on the shot clock. Love to inbound. He gets it into Zeller. Zeller from the outside is going to try once again and pull the trigger. He goes to the baseline. His jump shot is way off, and ball will go back over to Detroit. I don't know who has performed worse, the Baltimore reserves or the Detroit starters. Detroit with the basketball now. Outside with it is the open man is Harvey Marlett. Marlett pulls the trigger from 15. It's good.
Marlatt from Comives.
Harvey Marlatt from Comives. And it is now a 3-point lead once again for the Pistons. 28-25. 10 minutes to play in the second quarter. Zeller with it this time on the outside. Zeller steps around Mix, gets into the lane, lays it up and good.
Gary Zeller from Murray.
1 point ball game as Tribe Fan is going to drop some knowledge. Tribe Fan always has some good knowledge to drop on us. And doing a little research of Alcorn State NBA players, Mr. Norwood was not the only one who played for the Pistons. Lindsey Hunter was also from Alcorn State. Boy, Lindsey Hunter could play. He was a small college guy, but he was a tough combo guard. Could play the point, could play the two, and good player. Alongside Chauncey Billups on that 2004 title team for Detroit. All right, Detroit with the basketball, leading 28-27. Under 10 to play before halftime. Marlett is again the open man. He's fouled on the perimeter by Love this time, and he will go to the line for one shot. Marlett, second-year man out of Eastern Michigan, drops in the free throw. Detroit is now up 29-27. Baltimore tries to set the offense. They're going to run it this time through Dory Murray. Murray steps into the lane. His layup is good.
Dory Murray.
5 points for Dory Murray, and we are tied at 29. As we see the rumblings on both benches as the starters prepare to return to the game. Here's Comives pulling the trigger from the outside. His shot is no good, but he is fouled on the play by Zeller, and that will be 2 free throws. First free throw by Comives is no good. Rolls around and out. All 5 starters will return to action for Baltimore. They're going to have to be careful with Tresvant. He's got the 2 fouls. But otherwise, they are fresh and ready to make a run. Detroit will come back with Walker, Dishinger, Curtis Rowe, and Big Bob Lanier. Comives will remain in to shoot the free throws. His second free throw is good, and Detroit is back on top 30-29. 9 minutes to play before halftime. They get it in the hands of Archie Clark out on top. Clark dumps it into Unseld. Unseld backing it in against Lanier. A splendid hook shot by Unseld is
Wes
up and
Unseld.
good. Unseld puts Baltimore back out on top for the first time in a little while. 31-30. Detroit's going to look inside to Lanier. Lanier in the low post. Turns and fires over Unseld. That shot is good.
Lanier, from Dishinger.
Both teams have picked it up on the offensive end here in quarter number 2. And they are now trading the lead back and forth. It's 32-31 Detroit, as Baltimore now has it in the hands of Chenier. Chenier drives on Jimmy Walker. He thinks he can take Walker off the dribble. Lanier comes over to cut him off. The short jump shot by Chenier is blocked. Lanier swatted it, but Tresvant sneaks in for the offensive rebound. Tresvant tries to take up the putback attempt, and he is called for the offensive foul, and that is his third. No sooner did we mention the foul trouble than Tresvant got called for number 3, and he's going to have to sit once again. Baltimore a little thin on the bench here tonight. Let's see if they let us bring anybody else in. No, they don't have anybody else available here. But they can come back in with Dory Murray to play the power forward. And Al Red Sox fan is here. Al Red Sox fan caught up in the Baltimore traffic. And it's no surprise. The Baltimore Civic Center is packed here tonight as their beloved Bullets host the Pistons in this Silver Tier playoff series in the 1971-72 Epic Basketball League season. Detroit with the basketball leading by 1, 32-31. 8:12 to play second quarter. The open man outside is Dishinger. Marin comes over and denies the pass. So they dump it down inside low to Lanier. Lanier works on Unseld. Another shot from point blank range is off the rim, no good. Murray catches the rebound, but he walked with it, and the possession will remain here with the Pistons. Pistons with the basketball. They get it in the hands of Walker. Walker working outside against Chenier. His jump shot from the perimeter is good.
Walker.
First basket of the game for Jimmy Walker. Detroit goes back on top by 3. Open for the Bullets is Jack Marin on the perimeter. Marin only 2 points in the first quarter. His first shot of quarter number 2 is around the cylinder and no good. Dischinger comes out with it for Detroit. Detroit has taken over here as they swing it around to Jimmy Walker. Walker facing up against Chenier. He's going to pull the trigger again. He made his last attempt. This jump shot falls short. And the ball is taken out of there by Unseld for Baltimore. They get it to the hands of Chenier. Chenier once again tries to take Jimmy Walker off the dribble. Looks to dump it off inside to Unseld and turned it over. Chenier's interior pass was too high, and that's a turnover. Dory Murray is a tired puppy out there. Let's see if they can do anything else. Baltimore's going to go small. They're going to go with Marin at the power forward, because both Trezvant and Love are in foul trouble, and Dory Murray is just too tired to continue. So we'll see if Baltimore can get some productivity out of that lineup. And Dave Bing will return for the Pistons. And we're ready to return to action. 7:04 to play. Detroit with the basketball leading 34-31. Immediately they get it to Bing at the top of the key. Bing moves into the lane, gets a pick, tries to get around Clark. Clark stole it again. That's twice that Clark has picked Bing's pocket on his way to the basket. Baltimore has numbers in transition. Clark dribbles down the lane, weaves in and out of traffic. His left-handed layup is no good. And Terry Dischinger comes out with the rebound for Detroit. Coming back the other way now, the Pistons have a 4-on-1 opportunity. Walker has it, dumps it to Rowe, back to Walker. Walker lays it up and good.
From Rowe.
Nice give and go there between Jimmy Walker and Curtis Rowe. Detroit has their biggest lead of the ballgame, 36-31. Now we have to ask where Baltimore is going to find the offense. They've got Clark with the ball now. He's their most offensive player. He gets it to Marin. Marin loses it out of bounds, knocked away on the play by Rowe, and the ball will remain with the Bullets. Zeller to inbound. The pass goes out on top to Clark. Baltimore scoreless for the last 2 minutes. Clark's jump shot is no good. Well defended by Bing, rebounded by Rowe. Outlet to Bing. Bing on the fast break. Gets it to Lanier. Lanier misses the layup. Oh my goodness. Lanier couldn't get the layup to go. Unseld takes it out of there for Baltimore. The Bullets regain possession. Zeller with it on the outside. 14 on the shot clock. Zeller's going to try and get it into the interior. He's cut off by Lanier. His jump shot is around and out. Lanier takes the rebound, and he is fouled on the rebound by Unseld. Actually, it will be Curtis Rowe who was on the receiving end of that foul by Unseld. Rowe trying to block the big man out and established his position. And Unseld was a little too physical and drew the whistle and the foul. One shot for Rowe. It's good. That puts Detroit on top by 6. 6:09 to play. Detroit leading 37-31. As the Bullets offense has gone completely quiet here in the second quarter. It's in the hands of Zeller. Zeller's going to send it back to Clark. Kicked away. Baltimore keeps possession. 8 seconds on the shot clock. They get it down to Marin. Marin posting up on the low block. His short jump shot is off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Unseld. Unseld with the putback attempt. It's good.
Wes Unseld.
Unseld is the guy who needs to step it up in this situation. He wasn't always an aggressive shooter, although a fine rebounder. They're going to need some scoring out of him tonight with the foul trouble that they're experiencing on the front line and the tough matchups in the backcourt, as Dave Bing has pretty well held Archie Clark in check this evening. 37-33 now. Detroit with the lead in the basketball. They get it into the hands of Bing. Bing is going to penetrate. Comes off the pick from Dishinger. Drives to the basket. Kicked away and out of bounds off the last touch by Walker for Detroit. And the ball goes back to Baltimore. 37-33, Baltimore trails. As they want to get it into the hands of Chenier. Chenier from the perimeter is good.
Phil Chenier.
4 points now for the rookie Chenier. It's a 2-point ball game. Detroit runs an interior screen. They've got Rowe with Archie Clark on his hip. That's a mismatch, and Rowe takes advantage with the inside basket, putting Detroit back on top by 4. Open for Baltimore on the outside is Marin. That's where he's more comfortable operating. His baseline jump shot is off the rim, no good. But he is fouled on the play by Curtis Rowe, and that will be 2 shots for Jack Marin. Ordinarily an excellent free throw shooter, but he's missed 3 in a row here tonight. That's hard to believe. Marin with the second shot is good. Only 3 points for Jack Marin here tonight. And that pulls Baltimore within 3. (39-36). Detroit works it into Lanier. Lanier steps away. He's about 12 feet away. He drives into the lane. Short jump shot from in the paint is no good. That's not really his game. Unseld did a good job forcing him away from the basket and making him take a tough shot. Unseld comes out of there with the rebound for the Bullets. The pass goes to Archie Clark. Clark is going to go to work on Bing. Spin move at the top of the key. Reverse layup is good.
Archie Clark.
Sensational move by Archie Clark. He's got 8 points now, and Baltimore is within 1. 39-38, 4:38 to play here in quarter number 2. Detroit sets up the offense. They get it on the baseline to Lanier. Over to Bing. Bing is fouled on the play by Clark. And with Detroit in the bonus, that will be 2 shots for Dave Bing. Bing looking for his first points of the night. First free throw is good. Bing sets himself at the line. Second shot is off the iron, no good. Rebound taken out of there by Unseld. Baltimore with the basketball. 4:20 to play. They get it out on top to Clark. Clark dribbles around Bing, but pushed him off. Got that left arm away from the body. Bing held his ground and drew the offensive foul against Clark. That's 2 on Archie Clark. Detroit regains possession. They look inside to Dishinger. Dishinger posting up against Zeller. His turnaround jump shot from the paint is long. The ball is batted around. Lanier takes it off the offensive glass. Lanier with a putback attempt. He's called for the offensive foul. That's 2 on Big Bob Lanier. And Baltimore again regains possession. What a sloppy game this has been on both ends. The open man for Baltimore is Marin. Marin gets it back to Clark.
Archie
Clark with the free throw line jump shot. That's good. And once again, we are tied at 40. Both teams hovering around 40% from the field. Like to see that number ideally much closer to 50%. Offensively for Detroit, they get it into the hands of Rowe. He's got a mismatch against the smaller Marin, and Rowe is able to convert
Rowe.
that one. 6 points for Curtis Rowe. And Detroit goes back on top by 2. Need another quick drink here. And while I was drinking, Archie Clark was shooting. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound taken by Dishinger. They get it out in transition. Bing is going to lead the break. He steps into the lane, lays it up, and good.
Bing.
First field goal of the night for Bing, moving to his left. Detroit back on top, 44-40. 3 minutes, 4 seconds to play before halftime. Baltimore needs help on offense. They're going to try and dump it down to Unseld if they can get it there. He's covered well by Lanier. Chenier is forced to take it himself, and he commits the offensive foul. I'll tell you, the referees have made some dicey calls on both teams, but they are consistently calling the charge and consistently giving the respect to the defenders. So not all the calls have been great calls, but they've been consistent, and I think that's as much as you can ask for. Detroit with it now. They work it around to Lanier. Lanier rises up inside
Lanier.
and delivers again. That is 6 points for Big Bob, and Detroit is up by 6, 46-40. Baltimore's going to try and work it to Unseld. His short jump shot
Wes
is good.
Unseld from Clark.
Unseld and Lanier trading baskets. And Detroit's going to go back to Lanier. I could watch these two battle it out all night. And Lanier gets inside and throws it down.
Lanier from Bing.
Nice pump fake, stepped around Unseld and jammed it home with the left hand. Here's Zeller for Baltimore. Zeller gets into the lane, lays it up off the iron, no good. Unseld takes the rebound, passes it back out to Archie Clark. Clark with it out on top. Looks for a pick, gets a screen from Zeller, gets into the lane. Lanier cuts him off. The shot by Clark is off the back iron, no good. Rebound is taken out of there by Rowe. Detroit will walk it up the court with 1:42 to play, and Detroit holding a 6-point lead. Bing's got it now on the switch. Unseld is trying to chase him. Bing gets into the lane. Nobody gets in his way, and Bing lays it up and good. Nice little spark here in the second quarter by Dave Bing, and Detroit has taken an 8-point lead. Baltimore gets it in the hands of Chenier. Chenier's been quiet in the second quarter. Chenier tries to take it into the lane. Gets it over to Marin in the corner. The baseline jump shot by Marin is no good. But Dishinger got him with the body. And that will be 2 shots for Jack Marin. Marin connects on the first. And let's see, who can we bring in to replace Gary Zeller? I think we'll move Reardon in at the small forward and give Zeller a rest. Heck, Zeller wasn't even in the rotation, but he was forced into duty because of the foul trouble. As Marin hits the second free throw, it's now a 6-point game, 50-44, 1:23 to play before halftime. Detroit setting it up in no hurry. They swing it outside to Dishinger. Dishinger back out on top to Bing. Bing has it stolen by Marin. Marin picked his pocket. Nice defense by Baltimore. Baltimore now has the transition numbers. Archie Clark steps around Jimmy Walker and lays it home.
Archie Clark from Riordan.
12 points now for Clark as he is heating up, and it is a 4-point game. Detroit with the lead and the basketball. 1:03 to play before halftime. Open on the perimeter is Walker. Walker puts it up from 15. It's off the front iron, no good. Unseld with another rebound. That is 10 rebounds already for Unseld here in the first half. And with 50 seconds to play, Baltimore has the basketball. They're going to go inside to Unseld. Working against Lanier, his jump shot from the baseline is good. And that is a double-double in the first half for Wes Unseld. 10 points, 10 rebounds. The Bullets are within 2. 38 seconds to play in the first half. With it now is Jimmy Walker, working against Marin on the switch. Walker tries to get into the lane, and another offensive foul has been called. That one goes against Jimmy Walker. That is his first foul of the night, and that puts the ball back in the hands of Baltimore with 23 seconds to go, and the Bullets will be able to hold for the final shot of the period. Let's see what the CPU will do. Chenier on the perimeter steps on the line,
Detroit 50,
turns it over,
Baltimore
and that
48.
ends the first half. And a sloppy first half it was. As we take a look at your first half box score, Detroit with that second quarter run got their field goal percentage back up to 50. And the statistics are pretty even. Rebounds 26-22 in favor of Baltimore. Both teams with double-digit turnovers. Leading scorers on the game for Baltimore, Archie Clark with 12. Unseld with the 10 points and 10 rebounds. Stan Love with 8 off of the bench for the Bullets. The Detroit starters were able to pick it up in the second quarter, led by Bob Lanier with 8 points. 2 strong bench performances from Willie Norwood and Harvey Marlett, 7 points apiece for the Pistons, as they hold the 2-point lead. Now, before we go into half number 2, let's take a look at the playoff brackets. And here we see the silver tier of the playoffs. These are best 2 out of 3. Baltimore with the opening game victory over Detroit. And if they can win tonight, they will move on to the next level of the silver tier playoffs. Seattle holds a 1-0 lead over Golden State. Very good game in the in game number 1, as Seattle, the lower seed, took that game 99-98 on 2 free throws by Lenny Wilkins with 1:37 left to play in that one. That put Seattle ahead to stay. Spencer Haywood for Seattle with 31 points and 12 rebounds. Wilkins with 19 points, 8 assists. Golden State was led by Nate Thurman with 19 points, 21 rebounds in a losing effort. Boston and Philadelphia, you saw that was a thriller. That was on the channel here last Friday night as the 76ers took game 1 of that series. And in Houston, it was a 1-point win for the top-seeded Rockets over Phoenix, as Elvin Hayes was the man of the hour in that game. 46 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks. Hayes came up with 20 points in the fourth quarter, including a 3-point play with 4 seconds remaining that gave Houston the opening game victory. As you can see, there will be another round of silver tier playoffs, and then 2 teams from the silver tier playoffs will advance into the gold tier, the championship tier of the playoffs. And we'll take a look once again at that bracket. The lower seeded team will go to Los Angeles to face the Lakers. The returning champion Milwaukee Bucks are the 4th seed, and they will battle the Atlanta Hawks in a rematch of last year's semifinals in the gold tier. The Cincinnati Royals had a miserable season in the gold tier. They've already been relegated to the silver for next year. They will have a 3-6 matchup against the New York Knicks. And Chicago will take on whichever the better seed is coming out of the silver tier to round out the first round of the gold tier action. The first 2 rounds in the gold tier will be best 3 out of 5. And that will take us to the final round, which will be best 4 out of 7. So that is how the playoffs set up here in the Epic Basketball League. And you can see the importance of getting those promotions into the higher divisions, because for every division you move up, that's two fewer rounds of playoffs that you've got to go through to get up into the higher tiers and a chance at the championship. All right, so let's go back to action for half number 2 between the Detroit Pistons and the Baltimore Bullets in a very sloppy but entertaining game here at the Baltimore Civic Center. Both teams will go with their starters to open the third period, although it has been kind of dicey for Baltimore with the foul trouble and with the bench being a little thin. A couple of guys unavailable for Baltimore tonight, including the veteran small forward Gus Johnson and power forward Terry Driscoll, both unavailable for action here tonight. All right, so here we go with action from the second half. And the jump ball is controlled by Baltimore, as the Bullets are looking to tie the game. They've got it in the hands of Chenier. Chenier wants to take it inside. He powers his way into the lane, lays it up and
Phil
good.
Chenier.
Chenier aggressive on that one, and he ties the ball game 50-50. Detroit with it now on their first possession. They get it to Walker. Walker comes off the screen. He's got room to operate. He's got an open look against Tresvant. Takes it into the lane, lays it up and good.
Walker from Bing.
Boy, I thought Walker could pull the trigger from the perimeter, but he had other ideas. He lays that one up and good, and Detroit goes back out on top. Baltimore comes back. The ball's in the hands of Clark. Clark's going to take it into the lane. He floats to the basket, lays it up from the inside and good.
Archie Clark.
Actually, he
from
missed
Marin.
that one, but Lanier got the tip in. That is, let's see, tipped by Lanier but went in. Oh, okay, yeah, Lanier tried to come over for the block. That's what happened there. Clark with the layup. Lanier got a finger on it, but it still went through, and that is 14 points for Archie Clark. He leads all scorers, and Baltimore has once again tied the game now at 52. They give it to Lanier. Lanier back out to Bing, top of the key. His shot is tipped and blocked away by Tresvant. Unseld takes the rebound for Baltimore. Baltimore now with a chance to go back out on top. They get it to Marin. Marin works it into the lane. He's being guarded by the smaller Jimmy Walker, but he has the ball knocked away and stolen by Lanier. Lanier with the outlet. Bing will run the fast break for the Pistons. Bing weaves through traffic, steps into the lane. His
Bing.
short jump shot is good. 7 points now for Bing. Detroit back on top. Bing starting to heat up after a scoreless first period. With it now is Tresvant. Tresvant steps away from the basket. He's 15 feet out. He's going to pull the trigger from the baseline, and it is off the front rim, no good. But he is fouled on the play by Curtis Rowe. That's 3 on Rowe, and Tresvant will go to the line for 2 free throws. 82% free throw shooter on the regular season. First shot is good. Second shot by Tresvant is good, and once again we're tied. Detroit sets up the offense. They dump it down inside to Lanier. Setting it up down low. Steps around Unseld, gets into the lane. Unseld made him change the shot. It is a whistle and a foul on the play. The ball did not go down, but Clark is called for the foul as he ran into Lanier as Lanier was stepping into the lane. That'll be 2 free throws for Bob Lanier. Lanier's first shot is no good. Number 2 for Lanier is good. Detroit is up now 55-54. 9 points for Lanier to go with 4 rebounds. Baltimore rotates the ball around the perimeter. They find Marin. Working inside against Dishinger in the low post. Strong move to the basket by Marin. He puts it up and good.
Jack Marin, from Unseld.
First assist of the night for Wes Unseld. And Baltimore takes the lead, 56-55, 9:50 to play here in the third. Very entertaining game, as these teams are both playing with a lot of heart, very evenly matched. Jimmy Walker has it on the outside, tries to get it into Lanier. Lanier bumped by Unseld. These two big bodies doing battle. The shot by Lanier is blocked away by Trezvant. Dishinger with the board on the offensive side. Dishinger with a putback attempt. He pump fakes, he travels, no call. He lays it up, it is around the rim and off. And he is fouled on the play by Trezvant. Another foul for the Baltimore interior line, as Trezvant has picked up his fourth. Dishinger hits the first free throw. And it's going to be Stan Love back into the game, and they're going to hope to keep him out of foul trouble. Second shot by Dishinger is good. Detroit goes back out on top, 57-56. Baltimore basketball. It's in the hands of Chenier. Chenier swings it over to Clark. Clark looks to distribute. And it has it poked away by Bing. Nice steal by Dave Bing. Detroit comes back in transition. Bing working against Clark. Bing looks to take it into the paint. Comes off the screen by Dishinger. Short jump shot is no good, as Unseld made him alter the shot. Unseld recovers and grabs the rebound. Unseld with the outlet to Clark, and Clark will run. Clark dumps it off to Unseld. Unseld lays it up and good.
Wes Unseld, from Clark.
Very nice sequence there for Wes Unseld, and he has given Baltimore the 58-57 lead. Back and forth we go here in quarter number 3. This game started slow, but the action has picked up, and it has become a very entertaining contest. Jimmy Walker now with it, working against Chenier. Walker tries to get down the baseline. Sends a bounce pass to Dishinger. Dishinger's jump shot is off the iron, no good. Lanier comes out with the offensive board. Lanier on the putback attempt, unloads at point-blank range. It's no good. Dishinger grabs the rebound, passes it back out to Bing at the top of the key. Detroit will reset the offense with a fresh 24. Bing dumps it inside to Lanier. Lanier again bangs bodies with Unseld in the low post. This time his 10-foot turnaround is good. Detroit now 59-58 with the lead over Baltimore. 8:33 to play in the third. They get it to Chenier on the outside. Chenier crosses it over, takes Walker into the paint. His layup is no good. And Unseld takes the offensive rebound. Unseld with a putback attempt. Shoots from in close. It's off the back rim, no good. Lanier takes the rebound for Detroit. Missed opportunity there for Baltimore, as Detroit will walk it back the other way. Bing didn't have the help he needed to attack in transition. He is now going to call his own number from the perimeter. His long jump shot is no good. Stan Love takes the rebound for Baltimore. Bullets to set things up. Marin gets a screen from Love on the outside. Marin's perimeter jump shot is no good. That one kicked away out of bounds. Possession will go back to Detroit. Pistons leading 59-58. 7:48 to play in the third. They've got it in the hands of Bing. Bing sends it to Dishinger on the perimeter. Dishinger's got room from the baseline to get a shot off. His deep jump shot is around the rim, no good. Stan Love comes out of there with the rebound. And Baltimore will come back with it the other way. Chenier, the rookie, foul line extended. Gets it to Clark on the wing. The long jump shot by Clark is no good. He drew some contact. Is he going to get the whistle? He does get the whistle. That foul is charged to Dishinger. Clark will go to the line for 2 free throws. 7:26 to play in the third quarter, as Clark tries to put Baltimore back on top. The first free throw is good. We're tied at 59. Second shot is no good. Rolls around the cylinder and off. Battle for the rebound. Stan Love takes the offensive board. Love with the putback attempt. His turnaround shot is good.
Stan Love.
That's 10 points off the bench for Stan Love. That puts Baltimore up by 2. Detroit back on offense. They get it in the hands of Dischinger on the baseline. Guarded by Love. His jump shot from 12 feet out is good.
Dischinger from
That
Bing.
ties the game at 61. Clark with the basketball, swings it over to Chenier. Oh, backdoor cut by Chenier. He gets into the lane, kicks it out to Love on the perimeter. Off-balance shot by Love is no good. Tipped up by Unseld, no good. Pulled out of there by Lanier for Detroit. Detroit in transition. Bing is going to pull up and shoot the quick 15-footer. That's no good. Unseld comes out of there. I think Bing rushed that one and cost his team a possession. We're tied at 61 now, 6:43 to play in the third. Archie Clark with the basketball, setting up the offense for Baltimore. Clark looks at Bing, calls for the screen, gets a screen from Love. Clark gets into the lane. Lanier comes over to cut him off. The shot by Archie Clark is no good. Tipped up by Unseld, no good. Jimmy Walker with the rebound for Detroit. Pistons bring it back the other way. Walker against Chenier is going to take it into the lane. He dumps it back out to Bing. Bing with the outside jump shot is no good. Bing has gone cold here in the third after a nice little spurt in the second. We're still tied at 61. Both teams hovering around 42 to 45% from the field. And the ball now is in the hands of Stan Love, working inside against Curtis Rowe. Love on the low block. Strong move to the basket. He puts it up. It's off the iron, no good. Taken out of there by Dischinger for the Pistons. We're now at the midway point of the third period. The score remains tied at 61. Detroit's going to dump it inside to Lanier. Lanier against Unseld. The battle of the wide bodies. Lanier shoots from in close. It's no good. But he is hacked on the play by Marin. And that will be 2 more free throws for Bob Lanier. 3 out of 6 from the foul line so far today. Ordinarily a pretty reliable free throw shooter. His first shot on this trip is good. Lanier with the second shot. It's good. This time he hit them both. He's got 13. Detroit is up by 2. 63-61. Clark sets up the play. Swings it over to Chenier. Chenier back out to Clark. Right of the key, defended by Bing. Clark steps to his left, pulls the trigger and gets it to go. Nice shot by Clark. Bing was right in his face that time, but Clark drilled it, and we're tied at 63. Detroit coming back the other way, gets Jimmy Walker free on a screen. Walker from the outside. His jump shot over Stan Love is too strong. Rebound taken by Lanier. Lanier with a putback attempt for Detroit. His short jump shot is good.
Lanier.
That's twine time for Lanier, says the Action PC basketball play-by-play. Detroit now up 65-63. Back and forth we go. Baltimore with the possession. This time they get it in the hands of Jack Marin. Marin working into the lane. Unloads from in close. That's no good. Tough shooting night for Marin tonight. Rowe comes out of there with the rebound. Bing has an opportunity to look at a transition hoop, but he wisely pulls that one back, and Detroit will reset the offense. 5 minutes to play. Detroit leading by 2 here in the third quarter, 65-63. The open man for Detroit now is Bing, as Bing comes off a screen, takes it into the lane. Bing switches hands, goes to the left hand, lays it up and good.
Bing from Rowe.
Bing gets back on track. It is now 67-63 in favor of Detroit, under 5 minutes to play in the third. Baltimore works it around to Clark. Clark faces up on Curtis Rowe on the switch. Rowe was a little late getting over on the screen, but Lanier comes over to help with the interior defense, and he blocks that short jump shot by Clark. Very nice defensive work by Bob Lanier. Rebound taken out of there for Detroit by Dischinger. Pistons in possession once again. And now they've got the ball in the hands of Jimmy Walker. Walker sends it inside to Lanier. Lanier steps around Unseld, takes the 10-footer and scores.
Lanier from Bing.
That is 17 now for Bob Lanier, and Detroit is up by 6. 69-63. 4:21 to play, third quarter. About time to bring the second units back in. Ball is in the hands of Chenier. Chenier has been quiet here in the second half. Loses the ball, gets it back, drives to the basket. Lanier comes over again to cause him to alter that shot. It's off the rim, no good. Unseld comes in for the offensive glass. His short shot won't go. Another miss for Unseld. Walker comes out with it for Detroit. Walker on the outside tries to dump it inside to Rowe down low. Rowe's floater down low is no good. Dischinger takes the offensive rebound. Dischinger goes off the glass, lays it up and good. That puts Detroit up 71-63, equaling their biggest lead of the game, 8 points for the Pistons, as we are now under the 4-minute mark to play in quarter number 3. And at this juncture, Baltimore is just going to call timeout, and we're going to get some substitutes into the game for both teams. Detroit got really good work from their second unit in the first half, so they're going to come back with that same group. Comives and Marlett, Mix at the small forward, Norwood at the power forward, and Big Jim Davis at the center position. Baltimore still undermanned here. Dory Murray will come in at the center. Jack Marin will get a rest and be replaced by Gary Zeller. Rinaldi and Reardon in the backcourt. All right, 3:44 to play. Baltimore trails by 8 as the second units come into the game. They've got a couple of options on the offensive side as Baltimore sets up the rotation. They're going to go on the perimeter to Zeller. Zeller drives to the basket, barrels into Davis. The layup by Zeller is no good. Are we going to get a whistle? Yes, Davis is called for the foul. He's not very happy with that call, but Zeller will go to the line to shoot 2. Zeller with 2 points in the first half. His first free throw is good. Zeller hits them both, and that makes it a 6-point game, 71-65. Detroit with the basketball in the hands of Comives. He's looking inside to Davis. Davis working on Dory Murray is fouled on the help side by Reardon, and that will be one shot for Big Jim Davis. Davis, a 6'9" center out of Colorado. His free throw is good. That puts Detroit up by 7, 72-65. 3:26 to play in the third. With it now inside is Stan Love. Love works it down low against Norwood. Love unloads from point-blank range. It's good.
Stan Love from
12
Rinaldi.
Off the bench for Stan Love. The lead for Detroit is 5. Now on the other end, we've got a mismatch for Detroit. Davis has it inside against the smaller Zeller. He takes advantage of that mismatch and scores from the baseline. 7 points for Jim Davis. The Detroit lead is 7. Open for Baltimore is Dory Murray. Posting up low on Davis. Pump fakes. Gets Davis in the air. The short jump shot is a little too short. The rebound is kicked around out of bounds. Possession will go to Detroit. Under 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Detroit leading by 7, 74-67. They look inside to Steve Mix. Mix with a short jump shot from the elbow is good.
Mix
That puts
from
Detroit
Comets.
up by 9, 76-67. Detroit's second unit continues to excel. Now we've got a reach-in foul on the other end. Reardon is fouled by Comives. He will get one shot. Neither team in the bonus here in period number 3 as Reardon steps to the line and converts. Once again, it's an 8-point game in favor of the Pistons, 76-68. Comives has the ball on the offensive side. He steps into the lane, gets around Reardon. His short jump shot is no good, but he is fouled by Murray, and he will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Comives 5 points on the game so far. First shot is good. 81% free throw shooter. He converts them both. Versatile 8th-year guard out of Bowling Green State gives Detroit a double-digit lead for the first time in the game, 78-68, 2:15 to play here in the third. They work it around to Reardon. Reardon at the top of the key. Drives to the basket, cut off by Norwood. The jump shot in the lane by Reardon is no good. Dory Murray pulls the offensive rebound. Murray with the soft layup on the putback, it's good.
Dory Murray.
That's 7 points for Dory Murray. And the Detroit lead now is 8. 2:02 to play. Pistons with the basketball. They get it to Marlatt on the wing. His jump shot is pure.
Marlatt from Comives.
He made that one look smooth. Detroit goes back on top 80-70. Under 2 minutes to play. Ball in the hands of Rinaldi. Rinaldi for Baltimore drives to the basket, dumps it down in the low post to Murray. Murray steps out of bounds with it. Ball goes back over to Detroit. Rinaldi, the rookie out of St. Peter's, a little wild on that drive. Detroit with the basketball leading by 10. They're going to look inside to Big Jim Davis. Davis against Murray. Spin move into the lane. Short jump shot by Davis is good.
Davis from Comives.
What a performance by the bench mob for the Pistons tonight. They've taken a 12-point lead. Rinaldi once again will drive. The rookie gets into the lane. Ball fake. Gets to the basket, lays it up and good.
Rich Rinaldi from
First
Murray.
points of the game for Rich Rinaldi. The lead once again is 10, 82-72. Detroit with the basketball. They've got it in the hands of Norwood. Norwood can score down here on the low block, but this time it's kicked away off the leg of Norwood. Out of bounds, basketball goes to Baltimore. Now under a minute to play in the third. Stan Love to inbound. They get it into Murray. Murray turns and fires over Davis. His short jump shot is off the back iron, no good. Rebounded out of there by Willie Norwood for Detroit. 51 seconds to play. Detroit sets up the offense. They get it inside to Mix. Mix takes the jump shot from 12 feet out. It falls off the rim, no good. Whistle on the play, and that is going to be offensive basket interference called on Norwood. So wave off that shot, give the ball back to Baltimore with 36 seconds to play. With it on the perimeter is Zeller. Zeller working it down inside against Mix. Kicks it back out as Baltimore will burn some clock. Zeller now on the outside. Still nothing happening. 12 on the shot clock. They get it over to Rinaldi. 6 on the shot clock. Rinaldi drives the lane. Confusion on the Baltimore offense. As Rinaldi runs into Murray, blows the simple layup. Norwood comes out of there with the rebound. Detroit will have the final possession of the period. 18 seconds to play now. Shot clock is off. Here's a wild jump shot by Marlatt. It's off the front rim, no good. Marlatt wanted the foul called. Murray gets the rebound for Baltimore. Can they do anything here in the final 3 seconds? Reardon from the outside
At
has
the
it
end
stolen
of the
away
third
by
quarter,
Comives in that one.
Detroit 82, Baltimore 72.
All right, that is the end of the third quarter. And that third quarter was owned by the Detroit Pistons. As they finally got the offense going, Detroit puts up 32 in the period to jump out to a 10-point lead. Bob Lanier is the man for Detroit, 17 points, 8 rebounds. And of course, nice contributions off the bench by Jim Davis, 9 points, 4 rebounds. Willie Norwood, 7 points, 5 rebounds. 9 points for Bing. As everybody on the Pistons has contributed nicely. For Baltimore, Archie Clark has been the main guy, 17 points. 12 points for Unseld to go with 15 rebounds. And 12 off the bench for Stan Love. All right, to open the third, Detroit is going to stay with that second unit that has played so well. For Baltimore, they are going to come back with Trezvant despite the 4 fouls. As Love is starting to show some signs of fatigue. And they may bring Love back into the game and let him play down the stretch. He's been more effective, I think, in this game than has Trezvant. They will stay with the remaining members of their second unit. But they will go to the bench early here in the fourth and not let this game get out of control. Detroit controls the tip. They've got it in the hands of Comives, their point guard. Swings it over to Marlett on the perimeter. Marlett on the right wing. Puts up the mid-range jump shot. It's good.
Marlatt from
Double
Comics.
figures for Harvey Marlatt. Second-year man out of Eastern Michigan. Local product for the Pistons. Baltimore sets things up. They dump it inside to Murray. Murray in the low post. His two-handed layup is no good. Too strong on that, but he is fouled on the play by Davis. And that will be a 2-shot foul for Dory Murray. Murray steps to the free throw line. 7 points on the night. Make it 8 as he converts the first free throw. Second shot for Murray is no good. Off the rim. Rinaldi sneaks in and swipes the rebound for Baltimore. They'll get another possession as they now trail by 11, 84-73. Trezvant with it on the perimeter. Facing up against Norwood. His corner jump shot is no good. But he is hammered on the play by Norwood, and it will be John Trezvant shooting 2. The first shot is way off. Trezvant, normally a good free throw shooter, 82%. He hits the second. And once again, the lead is 10, 84-74. Detroit with the lead and the basketball. Howie Comives looking to set up a teammate. Finds Marlett on the perimeter. Another jump shot from the mid-range is off the front iron, no good. But he is fouled on the play by Rinaldi, and that will be 2 free throws for Harvey Marlett. First shot is up and good. Marlett, 6'3", 185. His profile picture makes him look more like a college wrestler with those big shoulders. Marlett hits both free throws. He's now got 13 points on the night. Very nice performance, and Detroit is back up by 12. Bullets with the basketball in the hands of Reardon. Reardon drives on Comives. Gets into the lane, lays it up and good.
Mike Riordan from Rinaldi.
Left Comives in the dust on that play. The lead is once again 10, 86-76. Pistons content to trade baskets here. Detroit's going to need to, Baltimore is going to need to step it up on the defensive side to get back into this one. Open at the top of the key is Komives. He's got room to fire up a jump shot. It's good.
Komives.
9 for Komives. The lead once again is 12. Baltimore dumps it inside to Dory Murray. Murray from 10 feet out is blocked. Shot is blocked by Jim Davis. Rinaldi takes the rebound, sends it to Reardon. 14 on the shot clock. They get it in the hands of Zeller. Zeller puts his head down and barrels into the lane. His layup is off the side of the rim, no good. Into the hands of Norwood on the rebound for Detroit. Komives to bring it up, passes to Marlett. Marlett's going to swing it back around to Komives at the top of the key. Jump shot by Komives off left. Glass is cleared by Murray. Baltimore gets another possession, still trailing by 12. 88-76. Reardon brings it up. Dumps it inside to Tresvant. Tresvant works his way into the lane. Gets to the low block. Lays it up and good.
John Tresvant, from Rinaldi.
7 points now for Tresvant. Once again, it's a 10-point game, 88-78. Detroit dumps it down inside to Jim Davis, hounded by Murray in the low block. Davis, the turnaround jump shot spins out. Murray comes out with the rebound for Baltimore. Nice defensive stop there for Dory Murray. Baltimore needs a lot more of that to get back into this contest. They get it to Tresvant on the baseline. His perimeter jump shot looks good and goes through.
John Tresvant.
Tresvant has picked it up here in the fourth quarter. Still working with 4 fouls, but playing effectively here. He's got 9 points, and the lead has been cut to 8. Can the Bullets get another stop? They get it inside to Mix for Detroit. Mix backing it in on Zeller. His shot from point-blank range is good. That's 6 for Mix. Mix has 6. The lead is once again 10, 90-80. 9:17 to play. Zeller on the baseline. Loses the ball, gets it back, takes it into the basket. He tries to lob it in there to Dory Murray, but it's too high, out of bounds to Detroit. And with 9:13 to play, Baltimore has got to come back in with their starters. So Clark comes back in, Chenier, Marin, Unseld. We'll see if they've got 9 minutes of gas in their tank. And Detroit will also bring the starters back into the game. So down to the final 9 minutes, and we'll see what happens here as the Pistons have a 10-point lead, attempting to even the series in this best-of-3 matchup against Baltimore. Detroit runs the offense through Bing. Bing on the wing has it stolen by Clark. Clark in transition has the numbers. Tries to get it ahead to Marin, but it skips out of bounds, and that's a turnover. Detroit reclaims possession, still leading by 10. 8:56 to play. The score is 90-80. They're going to go inside to Lanier. Lanier in the low post from point-blank range buries that one.
Lanier.
He now has 19 to lead all scorers. Detroit with a comfortable 12-point lead. Baltimore gets it into the hands of Chenier. He drives. He has it stolen by Dischinger. Bing takes it into the front court. Dishes to Walker. Walker looks inside to Tresvant. Can't find Tresvant. Walker drives to the hole on his own, lays it up and good.
Walker.
And that is a 14-point lead for Detroit. As Dave Gardner is back still saying, let's go Braves. I got to hand it to Dave Gardner. He is one loyal fan. Archie Clark with it now for Baltimore. Driving to the basket against Bing, lays it up. Oh, it rolls around and off. That one looked good. Chenier sneaks in for the offensive rebound, passes it back out. They get it over on the baseline to Tresvant. Tresvant moving baseline, steps into the lane. His two-handed layup is good.
John Tresvant.
John Tresvant picking things up for Baltimore, but where they really need to make things happen is here on the defensive end. Detroit struggled from the field early, but they've got it up to now 52% from the field as they have pulled out to a comfortable lead here in the fourth period. Bing sets the offense, and there's a whistle, and he walked with it. Goodness, that's a shocker. Unforced turnover by Bing. Ball goes back over to the Bullets. Chenier with it on the outside, sends it over to Clark. Clark working against Bing. 10 seconds on the shot clock. He looks to distribute. He finds Chenier. Chenier's going to have to force one up as the shot clock winds down. And he missed that one badly. Tough night for Phil Chenier. In fact, they're going to give him a rest, and they're going to bring Mike Reardon back into the game at the shooting guard because Chenier has just been horribly ineffective here tonight. 3 for 9 from the field, 4 turnovers, only 6 points, and did most of that damage did all of that in the first half. So Chenier comes out, replaced by Reardon. Action will continue for Detroit with the basketball, leading once again by 12. With it inside is Rowe, working down low against Tresvant. Posting up, his short jump shot is off the front rim, no good. But Tresvant got him with the body. That is his 5th. Rowe will shoot a pair of free throws. And with 6:36 to play, Rowe hits the first free throw. And Baltimore is going to come back with Stan Love. Second shot for Rowe is good. The lead is up to 14 once again, 96-82. 8 points on the night for Curtis Rowe. Detroit goes inside to Love. Love working against Rowe. The short jump shot is blocked. Lanier got him. That's the 4th block of the night for Big Bob Lanier. Jimmy Walker comes out with the rebound for Detroit, and Detroit looks to extend the lead. They dump it inside to Lanier. Lanier working on Unseld. His short jump shot is good. That is 21
Lanier
for Big Bob, and a 16-point lead for Detroit, 98-82. Baltimore working quickly. They dump it inside to Marin. Picking up the pace. Nice pass from Clark. Clark shakes Marin open in the lane. Marin lays it up and good. Third assist on the night by Archie Clark. We are at the midway point of the fourth period. 5:57 to go. Detroit leads by 14, and Baltimore needs to clamp them down right here and right now if they are going to have any hopes of getting back into this one. They get it down low to Lanier. His shot is batted away by Love. Stan Love on the block, rebound by Marin. Quick outlet to Archie Clark. Clark dumps it off to Marin on the wing. Marin misses the layup. Marin could not get the layup. Unseld misses the tip. Curtis Rowe comes out with it for Detroit. Missed opportunity for Baltimore on the fast break. And Detroit will again walk it back up in the hands of Dave Bing. Bing guarded out on top by Unseld. Tries to dump it inside to Lanier. Gets the pass to Lanier in the low post. Lanier drops in another short jump shot. Bing. And the lead is now 100-84 in favor of Detroit. And Bob Lanier has taken control of this fourth period. 23 points now, 8 rebounds for Big Bob. As Detroit is stretching the lead, 5:32 to play. Reardon against Walker on the perimeter. Drives to the basket. Lanier steps over, cuts him off. Reardon tries to get the shot off, and it is blocked. Lanier got him again. Rebound taken out of there by Curtis Rowe. 5 block shots now for Big Bob to go with those 23 points and 8 rebounds. Walker brings it up slowly for Detroit, hands it to Bing. Bing is going to swing it back around to Walker. Walker from the outside has it stolen by Marin. Nice defense by Jack Marin. Gains another possession for the Bullets. With it now is Clark on the perimeter. His jump shot from 18 feet out is no good. Dischinger takes the rebound. Clark has been very quiet this second half. Detroit now leads 184. Bing has it. Dribbles to his left. Thinks about trying to dump it inside to Lanier. Instead, he swings it over to Dischinger, who's open on the wing. Dischinger with the baseline jump shot. Actually, he tried to get it into Lanier, and instead he found somebody in the third row of the seats who was not the intended recipient of that pass, and that's a turnover. The score is now 184. Baltimore still trails by 16. We are now at the 4.5-minute mark as time is just bleeding away from any hopes of a Baltimore comeback in this one. With it on top is Clark. Clark working against Bing, drives into the lane, lays it up and good.
Archie Clark.
Bing didn't want to foul in that situation. Gives the layup to Clark. That is 19 for Clark, but the lead is still 14 with now 4:22 to play. With it now inside is Curtis Rowe. Rowe works against Stan Love. Steps into the paint, shoots the short jump shot. It's good.
Rowe.
That's
from
double
Bing.
digits for Curtis Rowe. 102-86, now 4:10 to play. Working quickly, they swing it to Reardon. Reardon from the outside, drives to the inside, cut off again by Lanier. His jump shot is blocked. Lanier got a finger on it. Curtis Rowe with the rebound for Detroit. Boy, Bob Lanier is an impenetrable force in the paint for Detroit here tonight, as they lead by 16 with the basketball. Under 4 minutes now to play in this one. Detroit sets up the offense. They're content to swing it around. They get it to Dischinger on the outside. He's going to swing it over to Jimmy Walker. Walker from the outside tries to drive to the hole, but he is called for the offensive foul. That's 2 on Walker, and that is another turnover charge to the Pistons. Still a comfortable lead, 16 points now, 3:37 to play. Archie Clark is going to call his own number this time. Penetrates into the lane, lays it up, no good. Rebound is taken out of there by Curtis Rowe. They get it out to Jimmy Walker on the fast break. Detroit has the numbers. Walker steps into the lane. His layup is no good, but he is fouled on the play by Love, and that will be 2 free throws for Jimmy Walker. First free throw for Walker is no good, as Baltimore brings Chenier back into the ballgame for no apparent reason. Walker sets up number 2. It's good, and that makes it a 103-86 ball game. Now 3:17 to play in this one. The open man for Baltimore is Stan Love, but he has it stolen away by Dischinger, and Detroit regains possession. Boy, the fans here at the Baltimore Civic Center are not very happy about this result, as Baltimore has just been dominated here in the second half. Bing with it on top for Detroit. Comes off the pick from Curtis Rowe, tries to get into the lane. That's a shot clock violation. Detroit turns it over, but that takes another 24 seconds off the clock. It's now 2:41 to play. Baltimore still trails by 17. On top with it is Clark, dribbling into the front court. Clark comes off the screen, swings it over to Chenier, touch pass back to Clark. Back and forth we go. Clark from the outside shoots the 15-footer, and it's around and out. Love tried to get out of there with the offensive board. It's stolen away by Walker. Detroit basketball. 2:25 to play. Detroit will burn some clock. They swing it around to Walker with 10 on the shot clock. Walker probing the defense. Pulls the trigger from outside. No good. Rebounded by Marin. 2:14 now to play. Outlet to Clark. Baltimore's going to try and do something in transition. They try to get it to stay on Love on the wing, and that ball is thrown away out of bounds. Love tried to get it into Unseld, threw it away. That's another turnover. And it remains 103-86 now, 2:11 to play. Detroit burns some clock. They swing it to Walker. Walker on the perimeter. Takes it into the lane. Jump shot from 9 feet out is no good. Unseld comes out with it for Baltimore. Another transition opportunity for the Bullets. Clark takes it coast to coast, lays it up and good.
Archie Clark.
21 for Archie Clark, but that's way too little and too late as we're under 2 minutes to go, and the lead for Detroit is 15. With it now is Walker. 17 on the shot clock. He'll just swing it around to Bing. 9 on the shot clock now as they dump it inside to Lanier. Lanier backing down on Unseld. Turnaround jump shot is good.
Lanier, from Bing.
25 for Lanier. The lead is once again up to 17. Detroit working quickly. They get it on the outside to Marin. He's been quiet after the 41-point outburst in game 1. And this time he turns it over. Double dribble. Minute 24 to go. 17-point lead. We're going to go to the blowout lineups on both sides. We'll see Erwin Muller for the first time. We'll see Bob Quick for the first time. Isaiah Wilson. As the teams are just going to play out the string here. They get it in the hands of Wilson. He takes it to the hoop, and that's a shot clock violation. Detroit content to dribble away the clock here as we enter the final minute of play. Detroit up by 17. Baltimore is going to get it into the hands of Jack Marin on the inside. His jump shot is good.
Jack Marin.
105-90. 15-point lead. 51 seconds to play. Detroit burns some clock. They swing it around to Wilson. Wilson tries to get into the lane. He lowers his shoulder and he's called for the offensive foul. 26 seconds to play, still a 15-point game. Rinaldi with it topside for Baltimore. His deep jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Wilson. As Tabletop Baseball Plus is live. Everybody go check out Tabletop Baseball Plus. I'm sure his game is much closer than this one at this point in the contest. 17 seconds to play. Our Red Sox fan says, take care, everyone. Thanks for coming by here. As Isaiah Wilson will dribble it away for the Pistons. Sends it over to Marlett, who will dribble some more. Back over to Wilson for the final 7 seconds. 2 seconds to go. Davis on the inside, throws one up at the buzzer. It's good. Adding insult to injury. As
Final
Detroit
score,
wins this one,
Detroit 107, Baltimore
and that
90.
second half was just an absolute tail whooping for the Bullets. They managed only 42 points in the second half. As the Bullets go down 107-90, that evens the series at 1 game apiece. Baltimore will play host to Detroit in the third and final matchup in this series. Leading the attack for Detroit, as you know, was Big Bob Lanier, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 6 block shots for Big Bob. Nice contributions from the bench. The bench really kept him close in the first half. 7 points from Willie Norwood and 6 rebounds. Jim Davis finishes with 11. Harvey Marlett finishes with 13. Nice contributions from the bench mob for the Pistons in the big victory here tonight. And if you look at the plus minuses, you can see all the plus minuses in favor of the bench guys. And that's really where they did their damage. For Baltimore, Archie Clark, 21 points on only 9 of 19 shooting and 5 turnovers. And he was really the lone bright spot. Unseld with 12 points, 16 rebounds, did his job. And if we look at the fourth quarter, the second half, Lanier with 17 points in the second half enabled Detroit to win this one going away, 107-90. All right, everybody, that is our ball game. Thank you to everybody who came out. Our Red Sox fan, Dave Gardner, Gold Eagle, Tribe Fan 879, Bears Den 007, SGG Replays, Remember the Great Sports. Steve Tower made his appearance. Thank you to everybody who came to check things out tonight. Your final score, once again, Detroit 107, Baltimore 90. From the Dave Cave, this concludes tonight's broadcast of the Epic Basketball League here on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. That's our stream, and I am out of here.